You're the climate czar, John Kerry. You must really love the environment. How do you express that love? Mostly by flying to climate conferences on a private jet. What was that last bit? Climate conferences. It's your fault this is happening. Hello there, you 6.5 million awakening wonders. Thanks for joining us on this voyage to truth and freedom, a voyage we sometimes take on private jets. And if you are going to use them, don't be a climate czar. You can have private jets if you want. I don't have an opinion on that. And you can be a climate czar if you want. I don't care about that either. But if you're going to do both, oh, that's where it gets tricky. And that's where John Kerry finds himself flying around privately in the sky, denying it all the while. Extraordinary. I mean, if my wife had a private jet, I don't think I'd forget about it. I'd be on it. So let's have a look at this story and work out how we feel about the apparent hypocrisy.
So I just don't agree with your facts, which began with the presentation of one of the most outrageously persistent lies that I hear, which is this private jet. We don't own a private jet. I don't own a private jet. I personally have never owned a private jet. And obviously, it's pretty stupid to talk about coming in a private jet from the State Department up here. It just, honestly, if that's where you want to go there.
Okay, so it seems that John Kerry is pretty clear he does not own a private jet because it would be stupid to be a climate czar that talks about climate from a private jet. He agrees that. He said that. Hopefully, what he's saying there is not an out-and-out lie, because that would devalue the entire movement and make it look like the climate change movement is hypocritical and is mostly interested in implementing ideas that penalise ordinary people and not in ideas that mean they have to change their own conduct. That's why we talk about spiritual principles like sacrifice and service here all the time, because if you want to change the world, you do have to be willing to change yourself. There's a lot of complexity. It's not one thing or the other. I think all of us love the planet, don't we? And we have to awaken to more ways to serve and love and protect the planet. And surely measures will have to be undertaken. But the people that I'm going to listen to on that subject won't fly around on private jets and then say they don't.
You just testified under oath that you never owned a private jet. Mr. Chairman, I'd like to enter into the record article here from February 15th of 2023. The John Kerry family private jet was sold shortly after accusations of climate hypocrisy.
All right, darling, you know the private jet. Yeah, you mean my favorite beloved private jet? Oh, don't call it that. We're going to have to sell the private jet that we do not own.
Mr. Secretary, do you stand by that testimony that
object.
you've never owned, or
I personally,
your family?
I
your family.
personally, yes, my wife owned a plane.
Oh, God, that's bad, isn't it? That's so bad. Like, oh, what? I thought, oh, no, yeah, my wife, who I live with, go to bed with, and fly on private. Yo, no, she does own it. Oh, yeah, no, sorry. I thought you meant, do I own it? It's her private jet, though. It's her private jet. Every night, sometimes on the private jet, you and this private jet, oh, could you just drop us off there? That's good, thanks. I got a climate change coming. But you and your private jet, there's two things I don't like about you. One is the snoring, and the second thing is the private jet. And frankly, sometimes I can't hear the snoring because of the noise of the private jet. So the private jet is worse, but it's yours.
Yes, my wife owned a plane, and so the plane.
You flew on that plane?
Not in a number of years, but I have flown on it, sure.
Oh, John, it's almost looking like you don't believe in anything at all.
This article is not then inaccurate, that your family owned a plane, you flew on a plane.
My wife
Mr.
owned a plane.
That's sort of more or less the same, really, isn't it? What are we supposed to do about that, John? His wife owns a private jet. He sometimes went on the private jet. Like, my wife owns a car, and I gotta be honest, I go in it sometimes.
Here's the issue.
Yeah.
This isn't some kind of partisan gotcha. When we are asking Americans to make serious sacrifices as we transition for the common good, and your family and or yourself are flying around on private jets.
That is such a heavy thing to have to deal with, isn't it? I think John Kerry would be better to say this. I don't care about the environment. I don't care about it at all. What I like is private jets, and in particular, my wife's one.
That smacks of hypocrisy. It actually hurts your cause, Mr. Secretary, but I'll move on. I just want to know from a record standpoint.
Afford me the right, at least, to set the record straight here.
My wife has kidnapped me and forced me to be in this marriage. I've never loved her. I mean, what would you say now that makes that better? Let's hear.
I do not fly on a private jet. I do not fly. I fly commercially.
Have you
on
flown
all
on
of
a
my
private jet since you've
responsibilities.
taken this position?
Just let me just finish.
Listen, this is important. That private jet, every time I walk past it, I shake my fist at that private jet. Just the other day, do you know what I did? I planted a tree on that private jet. And that tree gives me more oxygen with which I can use to speak and deny that there even is a private jet.
Have you
Airlines.
flown on a private jet in a personal or official capacity since you've taken this position?
Please say no. Please say no. Please say no. It's the only thing that can get you through this difficult grilling.
Possibly once.
He loves private jets. Private jets are better. I don't like them as much as John Kerry. I mean, my wife don't own one, but they're pretty good.
I'm trying to think of
I
a date.
think you need to take the broader point of how this appears to the American people
no,
as we're
No, I'm not. I won't take the broader point. And if I did take the broader point, I'd get there on a private jet that bitch-ass wife of mine owns. John, you made me buy that jet.
I think you need to take the broader point of how this appears to the American people
no,
as
it
we're asking them
shouldn't
to
appear
take
that. Let
that.
me tell you why.
Mis-
Well, there's nothing you can say. There isn't anything you can say now, is there, about private jets? Like, that's going to make you go, no, that's a good point. Good point. What could you, like, let me know in the comments, what excuse could you use that made you go, yeah, fair enough? John Kerry, I think, is in that position that any of us that have ever lied have found ourselves in. And that's all human beings, right? Like, it's almost as if he's been flushed down the toilet and he's trying to sort of keep talking as he goes down the U-bend. No, but wait, I only got that private jet to help children. If I keep talking, maybe I can solve this. Oh no, what's this brown thing coming? This better be biodegradable. I think it is.
We're not
you know
asking
these
Americans.
testimonies?
We're not asking Americans not to fly.
You know,
You're trying to.
Oh, you don't get me, man. I'm a complicated climate czar, you know? I learned my climate czaring on the street. Well, on the runway and then in the sky on a jet. And you can't fence me in, man, because I got access to private travel. I can basically go where I want. My wife's got a jet. Stop trying to make this about, private jets. I'm not asking people. I like private jets.
Create an unequal thing. We're
no,
not
we're
saying
asking
don't
you
fly.
to lead by example, Mr. Secretary.
Mr. Secretary, do you own a black wristwatch? No, I don't have any black wrist. That's my wife's wristwatch.
That's what we're at. You,
Which is why
your
I
family,
fly
and others to lead
commercially.
by example.
Which is why.
Does John Kerry genuinely not understand what the point is? It's not like, oh, I'm telling everyone not to fly and yet I fly. He's trying desperately to create a frame that he can exist in. And notice how embarrassed he is by the confrontation. Unless you're gonna get to the point of immense personal sacrifice, I guess you just can't be a climate czar. You can't be a climate czar. And also what it exposes is the nature of the dynamic. That's why we are in a conversation with you. We're in a conversation with you. Now that we know that John Kerry is about to say, oh yeah, actually my wife owns a private jet, let's look at how ardent he was at the beginning about not owning a private jet. Because in this mad amnesiac world, we're invited to forget, hey, didn't they introduce all these laws and regulations? Wait a minute, those laws and regulations didn't work. You might already have forgotten what he said at the beginning of the clip. Watch it again.
So I just don't agree with your facts.
At this point, he's confident, isn't he? Listen, sonny boy, you've said some pretty crazy stuff about private jets. Gonna take you to task. Gonna take you down to town because one thing old John Kerry don't own, and that's a private jet. So you've got something coming your way. It's the truth. It's jet-fueled truth.
Which began with the presentation of one of the most outrageously persistent lies.
This lie, it's outrageous, it's persistent, and it's a lie. Yeah, I'm gonna really let my lips fall into my mouth for this one.
That I hear, which is this private jet. We don't own a private jet.
He's also actually explicitly saying we. He's like, at least remember to go I, because then you can legitimately say, I don't own a private jet. Wife does. All the time in his mind, I was thinking, remember that private jet that my wife owns? Better make sure I say this accurately. He's almost on the brink of saying, neither I nor my lovely wife own private jets. He's gone so confident in it.
I don't own a private jet. I personally have never owned a private jet. And obviously, it's pretty stupid to talk about coming in a private jet.
Pretty stupid. I mean, it would almost delegitimize my entire position if I did own a private jet, which I don't, and nor does anyone else that I know.
The State Department up here.
Why are people smiling in the background? Did I actually go, I came here on his wife's private jet?
Honestly, if that's where you want to go there.
Go there, because I got nothing. You want a piece of me? You want a piece of my non-private jet owning ass? You want to see the guys downstairs? You want to see these bad boys? Like, why is he being so outrageously confident when he knows that in his garden there was a private jet that his wife owns?
You just testified under oath that you never owned a private jet.
Yeah, and I'd say it again. You want a piece of me? Bring it on. Bring it on.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to enter into the record article here from February 15th of 2023.
Oh no, this ain't good.
The John Kerry family private jet was sold shortly after accusations of climate hypocrisy. Mr. Secretary, do you stand by that testimony that you've never owned or
I personally,
your family? By your family?
Personally, yes, my wife owned a plane.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, my wife owns oh, yeah, no. She owns a private jet. Sorry about that. Yeah. That's amazing. What a joy. What bliss it is to watch that. What an unconscious advocacy for decentralization has just been offered to us there. Don't put people in these positions of authority because they're just like you. They're just like me. They're fallible. They know that ease and comfort are often attractive. You're not perfect. I'm not perfect. You're this way. You're that way. I've made mistakes. You've made mistakes. We're all in a little bit of a muddle when it comes to it. It only becomes a massive problem when you have political figures and media institutions that act like they're better than us and try to set regulations that they themselves are incapable of obeying. Let's have a look at some of the language around this PR catastrophe. Republican members of the House Foreign Affairs Committee Oversight Subcommittee clashed with White House climate envoy John Kerry Thursday. Like it didn't crash into him. He's normally bombing about in a private jet, with members bringing up Kerry family's one-time ownership of a private jet and one member accusing him of grifting. Now listen, grifting, that's one thing I would never do. I've never done. It says here in this article that you started a band and a company and an organization called the Grifters. We will grift. Here's a photograph of you grifting on a griffin's back, riding a grifter bicycle. Oh, no, we like grifting, but that was all my wife's idea. Love you, honey. Put the dinner on. I'll have a steak. I'm vegan, by the way, and so should you be, you non-vegan bastard. Anyway, anyone's capable of accidentally getting on their wife's private jet once in a while. It's happened to the best of us. Let's not judge him. It's probably just one slip. He slipped up them steps, tumbling upward like Joe Biden. He probably didn't even know he was on it. According to flight tracking data obtained by Fox News Digital in 2022, a Gulfstream GIV SP jet owned by Kerry's family made a total of 48 trips. That lasted more than 60 hours. He was up there ages all the time. What is this? Who's that lady? Why's she been so nice to me? Why's no one telling me to turn my phone off and put on a seatbelt? This is fantastic. 48 trips. 48. 48 times. This is good. I'm not getting my bag checked today. I like this airline. We should use this airline again, honey. Oh, and maybe I'll use this Ferrari taxi to get us to the hotel. Oh, yeah, sure, John. That's a taxi. I guess I'll drive it. And emitted an estimated £715,000 or 325 metric tons of carbon over the course of the Biden administration's first 18 months. The climate czar was doing more damage to the climate than, who else was doing that much damage to the climate? Surely no one that was more connected to saying don't do that. Saying don't do that and doing it, that must be, he's the Michael Jordan of that. The plane was registered to Flying Squirrel LLC. Flying Squirrel, more likely. A chart company owned by Kerry's wife, Theresa Hines Kerry. She's got her own airplane company. Fucking hell, might as well be Richard Branson. Yes, thinking about it, my wife Richard Branson does own Virgin Air and those hot air balloons. Yeah, sorry, I should have remembered that. However, 1 month after the Fox News Digital report that highlighted the jet's extensive carbon footprint and after lawmakers blasted Kerry for apparent hypocrisy, the Gulfstream jet was sold to an energy-focused hedge fund in New York City. A hedge fund isn't great, by the way. Either is it? A hedge fund? Luckily, we sold it to Mother Teresa. Did I say Mother Teresa? I meant a hedge fund. Hey, listen, I gotta pull you up on that. You said we sold the jet? Huh? Thought you want a piece of me? Huh? Thought you got old John Kerry in the corner, did you? We sold it to a hedge fund. But they are interested in the environment. That's why we get on so well. Whether it's his jet or his wife's jet, he's missing the forest through the trees. Because they're all dead now, thanks to him and his jet. John Kerry is an unelected bureaucrat who's making decisions that have major impacts on the lives of Americans, the overwhelming majority of whom are going to be more worried about the cost of gas to drive their cars to work, not the cost of fuel to fly a jet to King Charles's coronation. Yeah, that's not a very common problem. What's the matter, honey? I don't know, I just don't know how I'm going to afford these jet fuel costs to get to King Charles's coronation. How are we going to make this work? How many layers of ridiculousness can you cope with? We're going to have a new king. Okay, why? Let's not get into that. It's confusing. But we're also going to have Joe Biden's climate czar there. Why? Don't get into that. It's confusing. He's also going to come on, wait for it, a private jet. Once you start thinking about it, the whole system needs such radical revision that you realise immediately that the people currently in charge cannot be given the opportunity to implement it because they're all crazy. In a statement, a State Department spokesman doubled down on Kerry's comments during the hearing. Secretary Kerry has never owned a private jet, flies commercially, and is actively working on initiatives like the First Movers Coalition, which has helped major airlines like Delta and United in their commitment to invest in sustainable aviation fuels that reduce greenhouse pollution while allowing Americans to continue to enjoy travel, the spokesperson told Fox News Digital. What a lot of cobblers and codswallop, really, isn't it? It simply shows you that we cannot rely not only on these individuals, forget the individuals, they're just humans like you or me, they're trying their best, they're making mistakes, I can't be bothered with it. It's the systems themselves we have to look at. Don't let power coalesce centrally. It will always lead to problems because they're just people like you or me. Maybe you or I would be no better in that position. Who's to say? Secretary Kerry has never owned any stake in Flying Squirrel LLC. I bet his wife regrets calling that airplane company she had such a stupid name now, because now John Kerry, when he has to deny flying around the world in a private jet, has to use the phrase flying squirrel, which, let's face it, doesn't give him any more credibility. So there you go. It's another example of why you don't want centralised authority given to unelected bureaucrats telling you what to do, because they're just people like you and me, left, right, all of that stuff. Time to put it to one side and recognise that power should be decentralised wherever possible, and people should democratically determine what they do in their communities' lives and their lives individually. But that's just what I think. Why don't you let me know what you think in the comments below? Isn't this the craziest little bit of hypocrisy you've seen for a while? If you like this video, have a look at either of these, turn on the notification bell and subscribe. And more important than any of that, stay free, you crazy flying squirrels, yeah?